Come on, sweetheart.
Brian Weeder was diagnosed with AIDS in 2007 and has been living with pain ever since, including pain from nerve damage.
I'm numb from the waist down, including my feet, through underneath my legs, and in my fingertips, in my elbows.
But as of February, Weeder says he's been in a little less pain thanks to medical marijuana.
It creates a sense through the body and the brain of like freedom. My body feels at rest for the first time within the last 24 hours.
Weeder buys medical marijuana from 2 of the 3 local dispensaries, but he says getting a prescription for it isn't easy. It's hard to find a doctor who is registered to prescribe it, as the state requires. Dr. Francisco Gomez is a neurologist in Albany who is registered to prescribe medical marijuana. But he notes some doctors are turned off by the 4-hour online course and $249 it takes to register.
Physicians don't want to have to deal with the additional hassles that go with all of this paperwork.
He says making time for these new patients is the biggest challenge. He sees about 8 patients a week for medical marijuana, some coming all the way from Syracuse, and it takes him an hour to prescribe it.
And so there is a need that we can't meet.
Just about 0.5% of New York physicians are registered to prescribe medical marijuana. But how many of those prescribers are here in Onondaga County? The state declined to give that number, but if the state's ratio applies here locally, that would mean about 11 of the county's almost 2,000 physicians are registered. Danielle Tallman is the manager of PharmaCannis, one of the Liverpool dispensaries. She says business has been steadily increasing, but she acknowledges patients are having a hard time finding doctors.
We have a lot of people just coming to the door asking for information, looking to find a provider that can help them get into the program.
The list of local prescribers is not available to the public. Patients have to go through their physician to find out who's registered. Another hurdle for patients is cost.
It is a cash-only product. We're not able to take credit cards, we're not able to take checks, and we don't accept insurances. So it is an out-of-the-pocket cost.
She says this isn't the dispensary's choice. It's because medical marijuana is still not legal federally. But this means a heavy cost for patients like Weeder, who pays about $400 a month on medical marijuana.
I paid $211 for this amount.
He says the high cost isn't fair.
This is a very serious, important medication that should be accessible to everyone, not just because you're middle class.
Qualifying for medical marijuana is also an issue for patients. In New York, there are only 10 qualifying conditions, including cancer, AIDS, and epilepsy. But patients must also have one of 5 additional conditions, including seizures and severe nausea. Dr. Gomez thinks these limitations should change.
Because I see patients who I think would be appropriate, but don't have the diagnoses. And so I know that there's no way, why even bring it up?
If a patient gets through the hurdles of getting a prescription, there are rules. Smoking medical marijuana is not legal in New York, so patients can use a vape pen, oil drops that can go under your tongue, or oil capsules.
Let's go to the den.
Weeder is grateful he can use medical marijuana, but he hopes changes will be made so more patients like him can relieve their pain.
It's strictly about releasing and forgetting about pain.
Amiko Sumi, NCC News.